Hello everybody, how's it going? We're talking about my most complimented fragrances from women, and I'm going to specify which ones have gotten like overall good compliments, and then I will also specify the ones that have gotten the wild feral type of reactions. Okay, so if you're somebody that's looking for a new scent and you're watching my page, this is not the video for you. You're going to see things here that I've talked about, but this shit works time and time and time again. Again, if you're not looking for compliments, and you're looking for something new, this is not the video to stop watching right here. We're gonna start with, I gotta start with this one. Ombre Nuit by Dior. This is a soft, sophisticated amber rose fragrance, and it's definitely not something that screams, it's not something that's loud, but that is what I love about it. This was my secret weapon fragrance for a long time. I've worn it to like a lot of parties and stuff like that. And yes, it's not as obnoxious as all the other fragrances in the room, but whenever I was having a one-on-one talk with a girl and they smelled this, just like in the air a little bit, they were very drawn to the fragrance. They would kind of just like bring their head closer to me and just be like, oh my God, you smell so good. What is that? So even in a sea of other fragrances, once the high quality of Ombre Nuit just hits the nose, it's really hard to stop. Like another story I've mentioned several times with this fragrance was I was outside with a group of people, and the girl to my right, mind you, we were all wearing masks because we had to wear masks in this area, right? But this girl takes down her mask and she just keeps like, because I'm standing over here, she just keeps doing this until her face is just right here in my sweater. And she's like, you smell so good. And she just kind of stayed there for a while. So this thing has pulled a lot, and it's pretty much less than halfway done already, but in the cooler weather when I have a sweater and this, unstoppable. Next is a Tom Ford private blend fragrance called Oudwood, and this thing goes wild. All right, this is a fragrance that I remember my girlfriend, before she smelled this on me, she was like, oh yeah, I hate Oudwood, I can't stand it, it's whatever, right? But the second she smelled this on me, instantly it got her worked up. Now she loves this scent. It's actually a top 5 fragrance that I wear for her, that she's just like, or to her is what I should say, that when I wear this, it just gets it going. You know what I mean? But this is a fresh blended wood type of fragrance. And I know people say that it's reserved for special occasions and nighttime, but I totally disagree with that statement. In fact, I find this versatile enough to be worn all year round. And yes, I have worn this in 90-degree weather and it's been perfect. Like this thing was definitely shining in a way that it doesn't really shine that much in the like evening type of settings, you know, because everyone has kind of smelled this in an evening setting before, but wearing this in the high heat was pulling like crazy. So yes, this is something that guys and girls alike have loved on me, but women in particular cannot get enough of this fragrance when they've smelled it on me. So this, double thumbs up. Massive thumbs up for Oudwood by Tom Ford. And also the performance I get on me, over 7 hours, but most people do not get that type of performance. So test it at Nordstrom for yourself and see if you like it. Next is going to be a Louis Vuitton scent called Afternoon Swim, and it's very simple, okay? This fragrance is not complicated by any means. It smells like oranges with a sexy type of like just a touch of a cologne vibe to it, but it's not masculine by any means. I don't find this to be an overly masculine fragrance or even that masculine of a scent. It's very, very unisex. And if you're looking for something that's a showstopper, I don't think that this is the fragrance for you. But if you're looking for something that you don't know why people love it so much, then this is the scent for you. Because when I first tried this, I loved how simple the scent was. That's pretty much it. And then the more I was wearing it, it got sexier and sexier and sexier. So this one has gotten me a lot of like eyes rolling to the back of the head type of reactions. This is a Pound Town certified fragrance. All of them are that I've mentioned so far. But yeah, this thing, the first time that I wore it, my girlfriend actually sprayed a sample of it on the back of my hand when we were in the car and we were on the freeway. And it was just like, even when you're in a car on the freeway, there's no, I don't want to say boundaries because that's bad, but like, it's just when things happen, they happen. You know what I'm saying? And this fragrance was the instigator for that. So Afternoon Swim, an amazing summertime fragrance, but don't get it. Just leave it for me. Leave it for me. You know what? I'm going to finish with the designer side. All right, next. For a fourth one, we've got Spicebomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf. This thing just goes crazy. All right, it has an amazing scent trail. It smells like vanilla. There's also tobacco, and it has that spice in the opening that really does grab your attention. But the more that this settles on your clothes or your skin, the better and better it gets. Now, I know that it can kind of look intimidating, and you might think, oh, that's a tough fragrance. That's something very, very masculine. But in fact, I find this to be very unisex because the vanilla is very cozy, comforting. It doesn't scream sexy to me, but there's just something about it that has gotten a lot of like noses in my neck when I have worn it, outside and inside. It's a scent that people have literally followed my scent trail to ask me what I was wearing. It's a fragrance where when I'm having a conversation, they interrupt me mid-conversation to tell me I smell amazing. So this has gotten a lot of love from the ladies. And if you're a woman that wants to wear this as well, give it a shot. I know it's marketed as masculine, but don't let that stop you because skin chemistry is a huge thing. For the most part, this is a vanilla dominated fragrance and it easily lasts over 8 hours. All right, number 5, Light Blue Intense, Dolce & Gabbana. Still my favorite summertime standard designer fragrance. Emphasis on standard designer, okay? But this one right here, Lemon Apple Musk fragrance. I wore this all the time to the beach. I would come out of the ocean just like still smelling like this, you know what I mean? You kind of get that salty smell from the water and like the sun's just beating down on you. And it just smells like the most refreshing cold glass of lemonade on a hot day. Yeah, this one, it doesn't really get like, it didn't get like sexy sort of reactions, but it got, damn, you smell so good. I love what you're wearing, that type of stuff. The other 3 that I've mentioned, definitely more on the wild side. Or even with Spicebomb, both. Spicebomb Extreme does both. All right, number 6, Nuit de l'Homme, YSL. Talked about this fragrance so much on my channel, and for a good reason. Sexy cardamom scent. I could see it being a date night fragrance like a lot of people say, but I have worn this in the daytime. I mean, I've worn this to lunches, smelled really good. I've even worn this in the Vegas heat. Would I do it again? No. But was it bad? No. Like, it wasn't cloying. It wasn't super sweet. And in fact, the cardamom was just, it smelled fresher. It smelled a little bit spicier. And I really liked that. But in Southern California summer and heat, this is, to me, this is still fine. Like 80 degrees, 70 degrees. I've worn this fragrance with just like a white shirt. And yeah, this one definitely goes more on the feral side. It got a lot of mouth-watering type of reactions. In fact, that was what a girl said. Verbatim, she's like, my mouth is watering. You smell so good. This is just one of those scents that is very common in the fragrance community. This can be already deemed as basic, but to people that don't know fragrances, when they smell this at Sephora, Macy's, Ulta, it's just very sexy. Like, this is just something that is... It's hard to top this in terms of sexy standard designer fragrances, Nuit de l'Homme. And it is something that has pretty decent performance on me, but I go 5 or more sprays on it. 5 to 8 if I'm going to be indoors. But I have done, like, the max I've done of this is 17 sprays. But that's when I was going out one night, and that shit lasted till the next morning. And it wasn't nauseating or anything. I had a great scent bubble the whole entire night, and it was just loved by many. Let me just put it that way. All right. I'm going to turn it over to this side real fast, and I'm going to grab Erasium by Raja Parfums. This is a fresh pineapple, lemon cocktail sort of fragrance, life of the party scent, and this does both. It gets a shit ton of compliments, and it also gets the wild reactions. But based on all the times I've worn it, it definitely goes more in the just mass appealing, damn, you smell good direction. You know what I mean? This is actually probably one of my most complimented fragrances, both by women and by men. This video is mainly specifically about women, like the reactions I've gotten from women or the compliments from women. But yeah, Erasium is something that lingers in the room. It is something that even when I leave, like, people can still smell it and they're like, damn, you smelled so good. Were you just in there? And I'm like, yes, that was me. So I got a lot of love for this one, and it lasts over 8 hours on my skin, but that is not a norm for most people. So I'm very glad that this performs well. All right, we're gonna move it on over to Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. This is an ISO-E super fragrance, so it enhances your skin chemistry. This fragrance smells like you. All right, so if you wear this and you smell like shit, it is not the fragrance's fault. Again, it enhances what you smell like. Now, the type of compliments I've received from this from women are just like that I smell clean, and they don't know why. They're like, you smell so fresh. And like another person was just like, are you using, like, what type of detergent are you using? It smells so good. It was just very addictive. And somebody else didn't think I was wearing a fragrance. They're like, you just smell good. You know what I mean? So if you kind of want that sort of mysteriousness or that mystery, you know what I mean? Then I would say Molecule 01 is a good one to pull for. And it's a very unique type of signature scent, because even if the whole entire world wore this fragrance, nobody would smell exactly the same, which is why I love it so, so much. And also, quick note on this, my girlfriend loves this layered with Afternoon Swim. It's like her favorite layering combination on me, and it just, shit gets crazy. Like, this thing, I love. And what I also enjoy about this fragrance is it's a smart scent. So when I am not moving around, if I'm just lounging indoors, stays very close to me. But the second I get active, or if I'm outdoors walking around, running around, playing sports, whatever, all of a sudden I could smell it all over. So it definitely starts to project like crazy. All right, a couple more here. Look, I haven't worn this fragrance in a while, but I have to put it on this list because for the time that I wore this consistently, it blew my mind how much love I was getting with this fragrance. It's just, Layton is a great one to start with. It's an apple fragrance. It also has some vanilla and some cardamom as well to kind of give it that sex appeal. Also another unisex fragrance, in my opinion, even though it's marketed as a masculine scent. Whenever women would smell this in my collection, because I don't tell them what anything is marketed to, I just let them pick up bottles and smell it. They were like, oh my God, this smells so good. I want to wear this. And what I've noticed is when a scent smells so good to a point where like these ladies want to wear it, it's a banger. It's an absolute banger. And this one, Layton here, lasts over 12 hours. It's just a very lovable type of scent. You cannot go wrong with this. On some people, they complain that it smells too sweet or they get a lot of menthol. For me, it's very straight up like an apple, cardamom, vanilla scent. I don't get all of those like the, oh, extra sweet, blah, blah, blah. And this is also something I mainly wear on cloudy days, or I wore on cloudy days and at nighttime. So I would not mix this with the heat because I could see how it could get nauseating. But this is also a Pound Town certified fragrance. Damn, yeah, it does it all. It does it all. And lastly, I am gonna say this fragrance right here, Carlisle, also by Parfums de Marly. This here is a unique scent, kind of has this Middle Eastern green apple twist to it, like a medicinal sort of smell, right? And then as it dries down, I know that there's nutmeg in this fragrance, but it just smells so unique. Trust me, when I've worn this around people that are not into fragrances, they are blown away by this scent. It doesn't smell like anything people have smelled before. Again, people that are not into fragrances, because this thing, when it catches the nose, people have asked me, they're like, what are you wearing? Like, what is that? And then the more they smell it, it gets that curious compliment in the beginning, right? Of like, that smells good, but I don't know why. And as the night progresses, the more they've smelled this on me, it's like, holy shit, you smell so good. This one gets some feral ass reaction. This gets some very, very sexy reactions. Yeah, women have just loved this whenever I've worn it. Also another fragrance that lasts over 12 hours. And it's very near and dear to my heart. Like Layton though, this only goes on me when the sun is down and like fall, winter. I would not wear this on a spring day, on a summer day, even though my girlfriend disagrees. She's like, even if it's 90 degrees outside, you should wear Carlisle. That's how much she loves this. And if you've ever smelled this, you know how wild it can get in the heat. And the fact that she doesn't care about that when it comes to this fragrance, I think it means that it does all right. So Carlisle, and I know that if oh, hold on, no, there's a hidden one here. It was behind Percival. Egypt by Layton Bob. If you've been subscribed to me, you know the deal about this scent right here. It's just like if Indiana Jones was a bad bitch. That's how I describe this fragrance. It's so fire. It smells like a sexy desert. That's pretty much it. Like if you want like the sexy desert sand type of vibe and you're looking for all that wrapped up into a fragrance, Egypt. All right. Very unisex in my opinion. This thing though is just, I don't even want to over explain it, but yeah, Egypt. And the last one, of course, if you haven't already guessed, you know what? You know it. You already know it. I don't have to talk about it if you've been watching my stuff, but that's just my favorite. Anyways, I'll put the names of the fragrances and discount site links in the description if you want to support the channel. I appreciate that. And I hope you have a great day. All right, take care. Bye.